everyone. Welcome to LexTalk, World Talk Show presented by Clickaway Creators. Firm believer of the theory create your own path, mother of two, wife to an entrepreneur, and general counsels at TheCapitalNet. She is an avid reader and likes to stay on the top of her market developments and the industry, particularly startup and alternative investments ecosystem. She also follows legal developments in general happening through various parts of the world, a classic example of breaking the professional timelines drawn by the society when it comes to starting her professional journey. She earned her law degree at the same time when both her kids were under 5 years of age. She did it only because a master's in economics was not enough to satiate her soul. Was a constant learner and never settles for less. Her journey, ladies and gentlemen, has been very interesting. From being Mrs. India Worldwide finalist to a fitness trainer, a certified yoga teacher, a blue belt in kungfu, to a corporate lawyer. She enjoys her life as a mother. More than teaching the kids, it's the learning that has come from them which she cherishes. A woman who has made use of her time and enhanced her learnings, skills, and experiences and decided to create her own path that she firmly believes in. Without any further ado, let me introduce you to the woman of 21st century. That is Mrs. Kulwant Kaur. Hello, Kulwant. How are you?
Hello, and it's lovely, and I'm honored to be on this platform today.
Pleasure is all ours. Trust me when I say this. Pleasure is all ours, Kulwant. We're really happy to have you here. And I'm really excited to know all about what I've just, said in front of the audience. Please tell us how all of this happened. I'm not going to ask you just about the legal journey or journey as a legal professional, but overall.
So overall, as you have already narrated the whole story around, right? So again, coming from the same thought process where I feel that pick up your own pace, right? I mean, it's difficult for women, particularly when they are in their mid 30s and decide to do something which they have never ever done before, right? And I felt education has always been a blank check. So I opted and I enrolled myself for a law course. I did my law from Osmania University in Hyderabad. And then while I was doing the course, definitely something to do in this field was always there. It's not just that I wanted to do for the heck of it. It was a very clear thought that yes, I have that inclination, I have the temperament to be a good lawyer. And that's when I decided to go for this particular course. Yes, there was a challenge because kids were extremely young, and uh, and I was out of touch with the studies for quite a long time. Yes, I appeared for the exams, and I really did good in my exams. I passed it with a good division and good percentage, and that actually motivated me further. So from there, I got an opportunity to work with a very senior partner after finishing my law. I got an opportunity to be associated with a very senior partner in a esteemed law firm here, an established name in the business itself. I would say that was the fortunate part where I really learned the nuances of transaction advisory, working under this wonderful lady, Ekta Behel. I would really mention her name here, right? So she did mentor me a lot, and the work that was given to me, assigned to me, and obviously I learned quite a few things, and uh, and yes, I was able to deliver what was expected out of me. After this particular stint, small stint, and I joined a business advisory firm. That took absolutely a brilliant shape in my career, right? Where I could say that since it was the business advisory was all around the startup ecosystem, advising the startups about the fundraising, about the compliances, giving them those very needful advices, right, which help them grow, which really help them in building their companies, right? So it was a fast learning. Again, the experience and the mentors that I found during this particular stint, that really helped me and fast paced my knowledge. So currently, I'm working with the company, TheCapitalNet, and here I am working as a legal counsel, and my role and responsibility is towards the various aspects of corporate law, like the labor laws and the contracts and the agreements that I have to oversee, and of course the transactions, which was always there right from the beginning. So I had the opportunity of working in the transaction advisory right from the beginning. So even though it was a late start, but it was a quick, fast paced, and extremely enriching experience.
Thank you so much, Kulwant, for throwing light on your journey. Now, when we were talking about the Capital Net, please tell us more about it and about your roles and responsibilities that come with it, that come with being a general counsel specifically.
So my current organization, the CapitalNet, is a platform which caters to the alternate investment, private investments, innovations, and startup. So basically, the complete platform is there for the stakeholders. The stakeholders like the private equities, investors, VCs, incubators, accelerators, and the likes of lawyers as well, right? So this technology, which provides them a platform where they can have the uh, the the complete intelligent based processes which they can accomplish, right? So coming to the one example that I can quote here is the product in the investor net. The investor net basically has the processes which are built there for the investors, where they can take right from from the sourcing to the deal flow, to the portfolio management and the LP management, right? So again, those are the connects that they can have using this particular product. Again, like the LPs, you know what are LPs and the GPs. So GPs, they have their own they have their own synergies to work, and so they need to have those contracts in place, the international transactions in place. So these are the things that are there in the platform.
That's again an insight. Thank you so much for telling us about your organization, about your roles and responsibilities, Kulwant. Uh, Now, this question, I'm sure you must be having a lot of answers to this particular question. But what about your most memorable case? And I'm sure if it is the most memorable case, I'm sure you have certain key takeaways from there as well. So, how do we discuss about that?
So coming from the background of being a general counsel and the consultancy that I have had an opportunity to work in my previous firm, right? So those I cannot quote one particular case in per se, because it has been a very fruitful journey so far. So since my stint has always been with the startups and the transaction advisory, right? So the most I think most fulfilling piece of this particular role and responsibility that I have had was seeing the startups growing from the seed level investments to the next stage where they wanted to grow, and seeing them growing from that level. I think that has given me immense satisfaction in my profile and the career so far that I have enjoyed. doing it.
Wow. Okay, so we've talked about your journey, which is amazing. We've talked about the capital net, now about your most memorable case too. Uh, Now let's talk about your specialization, Kulban. How do you look at corporate law in 2021, and how do you think it's going to change 5 years down the line?
Okay, so coming to corporate law 2021 and 5 years from now, so what my observations and thoughts around is definitely something that I don't see materializing in this year itself. It is a long journey. It will take quite a lot of time. So what my observation and what I feel the challenges that we have faced and most of the startups have also faced in the legal space here when we speak about the corporate law particularly. It's about the uh, interadaptability of the cross-country legal activities, right? So, see, you know that every single thing is going digital these days. Everything is online, right? It's not the same era where the products and the services were confined to one single country, right? The data is sitting somewhere else, the transactions are happening in the other part of the world, the customers are even in anywhere in the world, right? So it's been fragmented quite a lot, right? So what I see here is, yes, there is a definite need where the these synergies in intergovernance should be there, should come into the picture, right? There has to be like the governments of countries across globe. They have to have some common way to figure out and to address these challenges, right? Because growth is definitely coming the whole world together, doing business together. And certainly things, and as they are online and they as they are growing digital, it's hard to keep it confined to one geography. So that is one area that I see a lot of activity can happen. Coming to the legal, I guess smart contract is something which needs to be taken into consideration, right? So we know that smart contract is basically a piece of code. There is no there's no paperwork attached to it. It's a program. It's a code. How this can be adopted. So that again is a challenge. This is what these are the, I think, areas we really need to understand to make it more competitive, to make it more stable, and make it less challenging for the startups. If I have to, I mean, because I'm closely working with startups, so I believe this area needs to be addressed.
Thank you so much, Kulwant, for answering that question. Sadly, this conversation will come to an end after this question, but I'm sure this question, I mean, the answer that you're going to give is going to help a lot of people who are going to watch this interview. How can technology enable PE, that's private equity, investors, lawyers, or the stakeholders in the transaction and business or alternative investment business?
Okay. So first we need to understand, again, I think I answered this in my previous question itself. So the whole world is coming close, right? So there is no restriction on the geographies for the business these days, right? Um, the stakeholders that we have just mentioned, they need to have an access to the startups. They need to have an access to what is happening across globe. So for that access, there is a need for the platform where they can actually have a little more control over how their business can be run, and so it's again, it's a very competitive environment, right, for the Ps and the VCs and the incubators and the accelerators. So they're always in the run to have the right startup, and that can be somewhere which is not geographically in their access. So this is where the technology comes into the picture. And since it's not the startup which is very easy for them to access, to keep a track of it, the updates and those kind of artificial intelligence which is needed for them to keep updated on the progress of their investments, that's how the technology will come into the picture.
Well, thank you very much yet again for a wonderful conversation, Kulwant. It was very enlightening and a very inspiring interview indeed. We really look forward to having a chat with you again in the future on some other trending topics. And last but not least, we actually need more people like you who believe in creating their own path. And yeah, to many more interviews like these. And for our viewers, if you like this chat with Kulwant, please like and share this video, and also subscribe to Clickaway Creators YouTube channel to appreciate what we do, and you have more coming from industry leaders. This is Bharti for LexTalk signing off.